Let's go to Oleh Rybachuk, head of the Center of United Actions NGO, and a former member of the Ukrainian Cabinet, speaking to us from the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. And Oleh, thank you for joining us. We know Secretary Blinken is there now. He's heading to Moscow in a couple of days. Is there a sense there that he may be successful, or are you preparing now for an outright invasion by Russian forces?
Listen, here, quite often I personally and lots of Ukrainians, we appeal to Israeli experience. We are saying that we must now learn from Israel how to live in permanent aggressive environment with neighbors who would like you to be failed state. So this is quite serious. And I was personally meeting Netanyahu a couple of times when he was previously in Kyiv. We have almost every day more and more alarming news about imminent attack. It was before New Year. After New Year, we have almost every day ministers of foreign affairs coming to Ukraine. 2 days ago, there was Minister of Foreign Affairs of Germany, of Canada. Blinken, after Ukraine, he's meeting French, German, and British colleagues. And I would welcome this very active, proactive American policy, because during Trump times, you remember, we lost American leadership. America and Europe have been divided. So in short, mentally, we have 8 years of warfare with Russia. There is very little Russia can, blackmail us with, because we are at war. Our army is much better prepared. But obviously, there is just very limited choice. Either we find diplomatic solution, which Blinken and other diplomats are trying to solve, or a military. There is no military solution for any side. We are going to fight back. We have very modern army who was trained by up to NATO standards.
Right, but let me ask you though, if there is a diplomatic solution, okay, there will be a price to pay to Vladimir Putin. He may be guarantees, as we've heard, that NATO expansion would not come to Ukraine, or recognizing some kind of Russian sphere of influence. Is Ukraine ready for, some people might see it as being sold out by the West. What is Ukraine ready to pay for that, if need be? We are rather, I would say, relaxed. This trick Moscow was using before that they would reach agreement behind our backs, and that, they would like Ukraine not to be part of negotiations. They openly say this. Now we don't care about this, because this is not going to happen. Even if Ukrainian president, under pressure, which Americans say is not the case, would agree to something which is not acceptable by Ukrainian society, this deal will not go. In short, Ukraine will never agree to become part of a world where Russia would be dictating again. So those days are gone. Americans understand that. Everybody understands that. Now there is problem for Putin, because he has elections. He has not much to claim for why he should be reelected. He's 22 years in this job, and he's not bearing any fruits. He would like to restore Russian empire. Obviously, he can't attack us military, and West, surprisingly united, I think, also because of very bold and, I would say, kind of gangster type rhetorics of Russians, right, demanding from NATO. West is united. So the problem now is for Mr. Putin how to save his face. Right. Russian diplomacy is hinting that there might be softer conditions. So practically it's either war, which is not acceptable, or diplomacy, which goes and goes on. Well, let's hope it's diplomacy, of course, preferable to war. Oleh Rybachuk, head of the United Actions NGO in Kyiv, Ukraine. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inspiring us to resist.
Okay, thank you for joining.